Welcome to the China Sourcing Academy course, where we dissect the biggest issues facing buyers sourcing direct from China, with tips to save you time, money, and fast-tracking your business. With your hosts, Mike Bellamy and Neil O'Connor.
So I just want to show you some of these trends to help you make more sense of what is happening in China, okay? All right, so you can make more sense of that information. Now, here is another graph to help you make sense of the comparison with Japan and Korea. Very, very interesting, because some economists have compared to, wow, China is the next Japan or it's the next Korea. What do we mean? Well, they're comparing China with Japan from the 1950s and the 1970s, because during that time, Japan went from here, 3,000 per capita, all the way up to over 20,000 per capita. Wow, in a space of 20 years. Korea did the same from 1970 to 1990. And now we think, wow, if China can do the same, like China is here where Korea and Japan were, but this was 30 years earlier, 40 years earlier for Japan, 30 years earlier for Korea, wow, then China can come up to here. But there's only one thing I'd like to you to keep in mind. That is possible, except for one thing. The population demographics in China don't work towards that, because at this time here, the average population Japan, Korea is on average 10 years younger than the same stage as China. So on average population, China is 35. And do you know what the average population age is in Hong Kong? Unfortunately, I'm older than it. Do you know what the average is? 44, a real party town, all right? Which is more than the average in China, 44 years old. Okay, so if you have got a demographic that's 10 years older, that is going to work against China becoming like Japan or South Korea, okay? So when you hear in the economists or newspapers saying that, oh, you know, China's growing, it can be next Japan or South Korea, just think of this graph. The demographics do not work in China's favour to become a next China or South Korea. All right, so, and you all know this isn't a graph that you probably haven't seen before. That is just a comparison of age, where I've just mentioned, and the cost of labour. And you know that China is becoming more expensive, and we know that a lot of factories are starting to move, if they haven't done so, to Vietnam, Cambodia, Bangladesh. For example, VF Corp that make jeans, they have factories in Bangladesh and China and Mexico. So their strategy is, let's send the more sophisticated, complex jeans. VF Corp, one of the largest manufacturer of jeans in the world. Okay, VF Corp, and then they're listed on the US Stock Exchange. Okay, let's send our simple 5-pocket variety to Mexico. Let's send our more complex variety to China. Why would they do that? See, when they send it to Mexico, they're using the same design over and over and over again, and they have engineered everything out of that process and made it so efficient that the Mexico workers are up to 2 to 3 times more productive than the Chinese workers. How can that be? Well, we haven't got an apples-to-apples comparison. They send the more complex designs to China. And so the China workers have a greater capacity to learn the new designs and implement with lower quality loss. Okay.